Hello, welcome back. There are a few things that you may notice now. I do not have loads of boxes in the background. We had a good old tidy up of the gym and built some new equipment in here. So yeah, all the boxes are gone and I'm now at the opposite end. So yeah, just need some pictures on the walls and maybe a nice fake plant. It'll have to be fake because there is no natural light in here, so any other plant would just, a real plant would just die. Maybe yeah, nice plant to make it look like, that more aesthetic vibe. And yeah, really happy with it. So I hope that no one misses seeing me trip over boxes and trip over lumps in the floor, because yeah, we're looking a lot better now, thankfully. But anyway, it's incredibly hot today on the day that I'm filming this. So I'm pre-recording early. I've had the air conditioner on, so I'm not feeling too bad in here. Make sure you've got a drink of water if you're doing this. And we have got some squats and lunges, which we're going to combo right at the end. And we're going to use different extrinsic targets for our lunges. So you can pretend that you are on a clock, or if you've got some objects, you will need 8 objects altogether. You can position them around you in a circle, and that will give you something to aim for. And then we have got, using a band or a towel, some back bends, which are going to work the core slightly differently, similar to a wood chop. So we'll get started. Just going to put the band down for now. Just a couple of your laziest squats to begin with. I want to say lazy, just that, oh, it's like a squat, but not really. Just easing the body in, and then we'll have a look at some of those lunges that we're going to use. So I am on my faster hub, and we are going to use the numbers around here. You might be able to see them on the video. If not, we've got number 1 going across over the left toe, 2 is straight ahead, then we've got 3 over here. Then we've got 5 that comes straight out of the right foot. 8 is at the back here. 7 straight behind me. 6 and then 4 out this way. Or you can think about numbers on a clock. So obviously you've got 12. You've got between 12 and 3 o'clock here. You've got 3 o'clock, and then you've got between 3 and 6 o'clock. Keep squatting. We're still easing in. Between 3 and 6, and then you've got 6, and then you've got between 6 and 9, and 9, between 9 and 12, and back to 12 o'clock. So that can be a good way to think about it instead. And we're just going to go through what those lunges are going to be, but we're just going to do some side lunges to begin with. So stepping out and swapping sides. So I'm traveling through 5 and 4 on the other side, which would be 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. That's it. And now we're going to take it forward and back. So a normal forward lunge, right leg, traveling through 2 and back through 7. Keep on this leg. So some of our lunge targets are going to make our lunges look a bit awkward. That's fine, it's all part of that building skill. 1 more of those. That's it, other leg, traveling forward through 12 and 6 o'clock. And your modifications are mainly going to be taking range of motion out. Lovely, relax it there. And for our back bend and core, we're just going to take a step to the side, just like this. So nothing with knees bent. And we're just going to reach across opposite arm and then other way. Just reaching straight to that wall next to you and the wall on the other side. So if we're putting that in our clock, we're reaching 3 and we're reaching over to 9 o'clock. Both of my feet are just staying straight to begin with. Lovely. On this next one, we're going to take it further behind us. So having a little rotation. This toe might come and help me come up onto the toe to twist. And then step it back, other side. So now I'm reaching through 8 on my mat on this side. And through 6 on this side. I'm taking my gaze with it, following eyes and fingers. Let's have one more of each of those. Perfect. Grab yourselves a drink. And let's look at those lunges. So we're leaving squats for now. They're going to join us again at the end. We're just going to look at what those lunges are going to look like. So we'll have a little practice round and then we'll go again where we're doing it a little bit more fluidly. So I'm going to take my right leg through all of the numbers, even the ones across here. That will involve me stepping across the front or stepping behind the body. And so this is what we're going to do. So 12 o'clock is that normal forward lunge. And then I've got my 3, which is between 12 and 3 o'clock, so around 1 or 2 o'clock. It's going to make me step out. This knee's still going to bend downwards in that one, because I still want it to look lungy and be lungy and not squatty. This one will be that normal side lunge, where this leg stays relatively straight. Then back through 8 on my mat. And I still want this knee to fall in and make it lungy. Then a normal backwards lunge. Then I'm going back through 6, which looks like a curtsy. I'm going to come straight across myself. This is probably the most awkward one. This leg is going to stay straight. And then over to 1, which is like a normal forward crossover one. So let's practice those with the left leg now. Going straight ahead through 2 or 12 o'clock. We're going to come the other way around. So we're going to go anti-clockwise for the left leg. Still that knee pointing straight to the ground wherever it can to make it lungy and not squatty. Through 8, coming right across myself. And then that normal crossover lunge. Okay, so we're going to do 2 rounds right leg, 2 rounds left leg. All right, now that we've got a little bit more. So each foot is going through 8 different positions. We're going to try and keep ourselves nice and upright as much as possible. If there are any that don't feel right, miss those ones out and just repeat a rep of the one that did feel good, maybe like the side lunge or the normal front and back reverse and forward lunges. But here we go. Right leg through 2, 3, 5, 8, 7. Ooh, that was wobbly. 6. All the way across. And then number 1. Perfect. Let's have that again. Through 2, 3. Springing out with that right leg. Coming across myself. Number 1, perfect. Let's go on to the left leg. Traveling through 2, over to 1, out to 4, through 6 and 7, 8, which looks like a nice curtsy, stepping across, most awkward one, and then 3, out in front, and again, straight through 2, 1, 4, 6, 7, 8, through 5, and then through 3. Perfect. Relax it there. Hopefully that gives us a good practice of those. Oh, so maybe out of breath. Grab a quick drink, and we're grabbing that band, and we're going to do a chop. So working the core, and when I say core, I mean all of this, all the way around, slightly differently. So if you've got a fan or a towel that's quite long, I'm going to double it over, and I'm going to have one hand. So let's start with the left hand. Left hand is going to be down, and right hand is going to be, let me say that again, left hand up, right hand down, and we're going to chop like that. Okay, but we're going to do that as we step to the side. So I'm going to be ready in my chop, and I'm going to step, and I'm going to chop straight down through the thigh like that. All right, and then we're going to switch sides. So we are going nice and high, stepping out, 8 of these, but it's just a step. Trying to get that chop quite aggressive and fluid as soon as that foot lands. Last one. Perfect. Now we're going to go from high to low. Switch those hands over. Take that right hand, which is now facing up by the left thigh, and as we step out, we're going to chop it up like that. All right? 8 of those, and then we're going to swap leg. So it's going right over the shoulder. It's very golfy, and getting that chop as that foot lands. Last one. Perfect. Now we're going to go the other way, starting high and chopping low, like that. So starting high, 8 of these to low. So we're aiming for that knee. Two more. Perfect. Switch those hands round. Left hand facing up, right hand facing down, and now we're going to start low and go to high, exactly the same. So we're ending up in that position. You've got a slight bend in the lower back, more on the left side. Step and chop. So the core has got to really slow us down as we chop round and land that foot. So the muscles are working slightly differently. Like I say, it's very golfy. Lovely. Last one. Perfect. Relax it there. Band down, grab a drink. So we're going back to that right leg only. And we're going to introduce a squat in between those lunges. And what we're going to do is we're going to increase the amount of squats as we go along. So here's how it's going to go. 1 squat, right leg travels through 2. 2 squats before your next position. And then, for those of you who've cottoned on, 3 squats. Through to that next one, 4 squats. So before we change position, we're going for 1 more squat each time. So on and so forth. I'll stop there because I've nearly done a whole round. Right, get yourselves ready. We're going to go through that just right leg, have a break, and then we'll do left leg on the next round. It's getting quite sweaty in here. So here we go, 1 squat, leg travels through 2, 2 squats, leg's going to travel through 3 this way. Make it lungy by pointing that knee down, straight out, through 5, 4 squats. Watch me lose count. It's bound to happen. Through 8, 5 squats. Out through 8, out through 7, I've done 8, 6 squats. Out through 6, 7 squats. Last one. We're going straight over the awkward one. 8 squats. Last one. And out through 1. Perfect. Relax it there. Grab a drink if you need one. And we are now going to, we're going to chop back nice and slow, and then step and chop out. So let's do the right side first, because I always just tend to do the right side first. Right hand down, left hand up for our chop. No, it's the other way around. Right hand up, left hand down. And this is going to be our start position. So the band is over the left hip. We are going to take the band straight up and over our left shoulder and give it a nice lean back, like that. And then step chop high, just as we did before. So this bit's going to be nice and slow. So 8 all together, and I still want an aggressive chop to the side. So straight over the left shoulder, lean into the lower back, step and chop. That's it. And again. Perfect. Really tip it back. Last one, and then we'll swap sides. Perfect. Okay, swap your hands over. Right hand is facing down, left hand is facing up. Take it over that right hip, lean it back over the right shoulder, step and chop. As soon as that foot lands, get that chop nice and aggressive. That's That's it. Last one. Perfect. Bow down, grab a drink. So we've got the squats and lunges on the left side. And then we've got one more variable to add to our chop. So just as before, adding a squat as we go, left leg's going to go anti-clockwise round. Here we go, whenever you're ready. One squat, traveling through two. One squat, or two squats, traveling through one. Three squats. Now, I don't want my squats to be anything heroic. They're just a way to just keep my legs working in between and get that coordination challenged. 4 squats, traveling back through 7. 5, curtsy through 8, 6 squats. Last one. Across. I feel like I've missed, that was supposed to be 7 squats, I think. 8 squats on this one. I knew I'd lose count at some point. It's getting incredibly hot. Last one. And coming across through 3. Perfect, relax it there, nice. You are welcome to repeat rounds of that. If you'd like a longer workout today, let that be your main focus. It's really good for skill developing lunges and squats. So yeah, repeat those if you want to. So we're going to add one more variable to our little core move. So as we go back here, we're going to take same leg back. So I'm going over my left shoulder and I'm going to take my left leg back as I tip, and then I'm going to chop as I have been. And I want to try and get that chop as far behind me as possible. So that might mean turning the foot out slightly as we land so that we can really get it towards the back wall. So here we go. So just a reminder on hands, right hand up, left hand down by the left hip. Take the left leg back as we go overhead, bring it back and chop. That's it. Really take your time with this lean. Get that nice and high on that chop. Last 2. Last one. Perfect. Let's change sides. Right hand down, left hand up. Leaning back, right shoulder, right leg. Tipping and chop. I absolutely adore these chops. They just feel so good. Rotating is not something that most traditional workouts have in them. But the spine and the core is designed to move like this. And it might make you feel really good after you've been sitting for a long time. Let's have one more and then we're all done. Tipping back and chop. That's it. Well done. Perfect. If you've got any questions about any of these exercises, please do drop me a message. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Take care, everyone. See you soon.